Zara's claws dug into the wet bark as she watched the creature below. Her heat sensors painted him in brilliant orange against the cool jungle floor. A human, alone, unarmed, or so it seemed. Her mandibles clicked in satisfaction. 3 cycles hunting this world, and finally, worthy prey presented itself. The elders spoke of humans with contempt, soft-skinned mammals who conquered through numbers and machines, never individual strength. This one had neither advantage here. He moved through the undergrowth with strange confidence, pausing to examine plants, touching the bark of massive trees. Foolish. The jungle of Cathara 4 killed experienced hunters within hours. This human should be panicking, running, screaming for rescue. Instead, he smiled. Zara's secondary eyes narrowed. Perhaps he was simply broken, driven mad by isolation. It would make the kill less satisfying, but her collection needed a human skull. She dropped from the canopy silently, her 4-meter frame uncoiling like a spring. Her blade sang free from its sheath. The human's back was turned. 1 strike. Clean. Honorable enough for broken prey. She lunged, blade aimed for the spine, victory already tasting sweet on her tongue. He moved, not the clumsy scramble of prey, but a calculated pivot that sent her blade slicing through empty air. Zara's momentum carried her past him, and she felt something she hadn't experienced in years. Surprise. She spun, snarling, raising her blade for another strike. The human stood 5 meters away now, a sharpened stick in his hands, eyes locked on hers with unsettling calm. He didn't speak, didn't plead. The stick wasn't pointing at her in defense. It rested casually at his side like a warrior awaiting the next move. Zara charged, faster this time, feinting left before striking right. The human dodged again, but this time he countered. The stick blurred upward, catching her wrist with shocking force. Pain exploded through her arm. She heard bone crack. Her blade tumbled into the ferns. Impossible. He was half her size, fragile, weak. She lashed out with her tail, the spiked end seeking his throat, ducked under it, stepped inside her reach and drove the stick into her lower ribs. The world flashed white. She felt something puncture, felt warmth spreading across her scales. Then he was gone. Not running. Disappearing. Into the jungle that suddenly seemed alive with shadows and whispers. Zara pressed a hand to her side, feeling the blood seeping between her fingers. Her translator had picked up nothing from him. No threats. No words. Just action. Efficient. Brutal. She retrieved her blade with her good hand, rage building in her chest. He'd made her bleed. He would die screaming for that. The blood trail was hers, not his. That realization made her pause. She was wounded. He was unmarked. Zara activated her tracking implant, scanning for his heat signature. The jungle canopy was too dense. Thermal scatter everywhere. She switched to movement sensors. Dozens of signatures, none matching human parameters. The planet's wildlife was waking up. Drawn by the scent of her blood. She needed to move, find high ground, reassess. 3 steps later, the ground collapsed beneath her. She fell into a pit lined with sharpened stakes, twisting desperately to avoid impalement. Her armor caught most of them, but 2 punched through the gaps, pinning her left leg and right shoulder. The pain was excruciating. Above, the jungle canopy swayed in the wind. No sign of the human. The pit was fresh, the stakes cut recently. He'd prepared this. For her, impossible. He couldn't have known she'd come this way, unless he'd predicted it. Zara's blood ran cold. She wrenched herself free from the stakes, screaming as they tore through muscle. Her leg buckled when she tried to climb out. Movement to her left, she raised her blade, ready to kill anything that approached. A small simian creature chittered at her from a branch, then fled. Not the human. Where was he? She finally dragged herself from the pit, bleeding from 4 wounds now. Her implant warned of blood loss, recommended immediate extraction. She silenced it. No prey had ever bested her. This human was simply lucky. She'd adapt. Hunt smarter. Her species had conquered 12 systems through superior skill and strength. 1 mammal wouldn't end her legacy. Zara found his trail an hour later, or thought she did. boot prints in the mud, heading toward the river gorge. She followed, blade ready, sensors sweeping constantly. The jungle pressed in around her, alien sounds filling the air. Something roared in the distance. Something else answered. The planet was a death trap, and she was bleeding into it like a beacon. Move faster. End this. Her pride demanded it. The trail led to a cliff edge. Below, whitewater churned through jagged rocks. The boot prints stopped at the edge. Had he jumped? Suicide rather than face her. Disappointing. Zara scanned the gorge looking for a body. Her equipment beeped, movement behind her. She spun, blade slashing in a wide arc. It met resistance, then broke free. Her scanner clattered to the ground in pieces, severed cleanly in half. The human stood on a branch above, that same wooden stick in his hands, now slick with her blood from the destroyed equipment. He'd baited her to the cliff, positioned himself above, waited for the perfect moment. Their eyes met. His were brown, like earth after rain. Calm. Patient. Predatory. Zara fired her wrist-mounted plasma shot. The branch exploded in superheated steam. The human dropped, rolled, and vanished into the undergrowth before she could fire again. Her targeting system sparked and died. He damaged it when he destroyed the scanner. Piece by piece, he was stripping away her advantages. Night fell fast on Cathara 4. Zara's wounds had clotted, but infection was setting in. Her armor's medical systems fought it, pumping antibiotics into her bloodstream. She found a defensible position in the hollow of a massive tree, blade across her lap, trying to stay conscious. Sleep meant death here. The jungle's night hunters would smell her blood and come investigating. She'd killed 3 already, but her strength was fading. A branch snapped. Zara surged to her feet, ignoring the agony in her leg. The jungle was pitch black now, her natural night vision barely penetrating the gloom. Another snap, closer. She raised her blade. Something huge moved through the trees, something that made the ground tremble with each step. A Cathara bull beast, 3 tons of armored muscle and horns like sword blades. It had definitely smelled her blood. The beast charged. Zara dove aside, slashing at its legs as it thundered past. Her blade bounced off its armor plating. It turned faster than something that size should move, lowering its horns. She was too slow. Too wounded. This was how she died. Not in honorable combat, but torn apart by a mindless animal while hunting prey that had become predator. The human appeared from nowhere. He swung from a vine, landing on the beast's back with a crude spear in both hands. He drove it down with all his weight, punching through the armor gap at the base of the skull. The beast screamed, thrashing. The human held on, working the spear deeper, twisting it. The beast's legs buckled. Good. It crashed down, dead before it hit the ground. The human stood atop the corpse, chest heaving, covered in blood and mud. He looked at Zara. For a long moment, neither moved. Then he jumped down, walking toward her with that same casual confidence. Zara raised her blade, though her arms shook with exhaustion. He stopped 3 meters away. When he finally spoke, his voice was rough from disuse but clear. "You can't win," he said simply. "This jungle is mine. I've walked every trail, mapped every danger, learned every pattern. You're hunting in my home." He gestured at her wounds. "Leave now, or those will kill you before I need to." Zara's mandibles clicked in fury. "I do not retreat. I do not fail." "Then you die," he said it without emotion. "Your choice." "Why save me from the beast?" The human tilted his head. "Because I wanted you to understand. You came here thinking I was prey. Weak. Easy. But humans don't work that way. We don't quit. We don't break. You can be stronger, faster, better armed. Doesn't matter. We'll outlast you. Adapt to you. Learn you. And when you finally fall, we'll still be standing." He turned and walked back into the jungle. "Your ship is north. 14 kilometers. I won't follow if you leave now." Zara watched him disappear. Her pride screamed to pursue, to fight until one of them was dead. But her survival instinct was screaming louder. She'd lost more blood. The jungle was hunting her now, and the human was right. This was his territory, and she was dying in it. She activated her emergency beacon. The extraction ship confirmed receipt, estimated arrival at dawn. Zara made it to the pickup zone, fighting off 2 more predators and collapsing against a tree as the sun rose. The ship descended through the canopy, medical team already prepped. As they loaded her aboard, she looked back at the jungle one last time. Somewhere in there, the human was watching. She knew it. In the ship's medical bay hooked to machines that repaired her broken body, Zara filed her report. The Elder Council would be furious at her failure, but she told them the truth. She described everything, and she added a final note that would be distributed to every hunter in their fleet. Humans are not prey. They are persistence predators who adapt to any environment, who turn disadvantages into weapons, who refuse to surrender even when facing superior force. They don't hunt with overwhelming strength. They hunt with patience, intelligence, and an inexhaustible will to survive. Do not underestimate them. Do not hunt them alone. And if you wound one, expect it to come back stronger. The jungle had taught her what the elders never could. Sometimes the most dangerous predator is the one that looks like prey. Sometimes survival means knowing when to retreat, and sometimes respect is earned in blood and defeat. Zara would carry her scars forever, but she would also carry the lesson. Never hunt a human in their element, 'cause they'll make you the prey instead.